My friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Consider yourself lucky for clicking on this video because you are about to know something that nobody else does. See, I uncover things that nobody else does, and trust me, mainstream media definitely does not want you watching this video. When I say subscribe, it's not for my sake, it's for your own. I must admit, this is a terrifying video, especially if it's accurate. Nobody can predict the future, but everybody can prepare for the future. Enjoy.
Crooked Biden just backstabbed the American people he hates by ramming through a rule that allows a monster artificial intelligence program to control and destroy millions of Americans' retirement accounts. This AI has the ability to put your money into so-called woke investments that support idiotic windmill and solar projects that lose money. Your money could be going to these projects right now. As you hear these words, your money could be being funneled into businesses that support these causes that are growing like cancer in our once great country. Even worse, could be suffering big investment losses too. I'll show you the disturbing proof in a moment. Then, I'll show you how to opt out of this madness. This rogue artificial intelligence was spawned from a secretive financial corporation. It's already quietly controlling over $21 trillion. That's more money than the GDP of almost every single country in the world. This robot has already wriggled its way into dozens of top financial institutions, including the ones likely controlling your money, your 401k, your pension, and your IRA, your mutual funds. Which means it might already be destroying your investments and setting you up for more massive losses in 2023 and beyond. You were never told about it. You never gave your permission. Yet this artificial intelligence is already fully operational and working behind the scenes. It has a name. It's growing. And 99.99% of American investors, even the ones whose retirement is controlled by this AI, have zero clue it exists. It's not ChatGPT. This isn't some silly AI that spits out answers to questions. No, this secretive AI is far more frightening. It has the blessings of Biden, who just pushed through a rule that gives this AI the power to destroy your retirement savings. Let me repeat that. Because of a terrifying rule Biden passed, this artificial intelligence program might have the power to control all your investments in a way that used to be completely illegal. But not anymore. Now it can put your money into worthless woke investments just to prop them up and make insiders rich. Even though Congress and the Senate tried to stop Biden, he just used his veto power to make sure this AI is unstoppable, and it is destroying your retirement. Since 2023, the stock of Tesla, the company that makes solar panels and electric cars, has practically been cut in half. Even though the company is a media darling with all kinds of kickbacks from the government, it plummeted from a peak of $400 per share in 2021 down to just $220. How gut-wrenching would it be if your money was tied up in this dumpster fire? But you might say to yourself, I've never invested in Tesla. I don't own a single share. The problem is, that's not exactly true. Do you have a 401k? Do you own any mutual funds? Guess what they may be invested in? I can almost guarantee that you've never been shown. You can go check your statements. They're like a black hole, and they don't want you to know where the money is truly going. And unfortunately, as you're about to see, you could be an investor in Tesla. That means you lost money. It gets worse. Again, as you'll soon see, an evil AI may be controlling your money for you. You were likely one of them without knowing it. If so, you lost big time. Let me tell you another example. The company Target came under fire recently for promoting cross-dressing swimwear and other merchandise. In just a couple of months, its stock has plummeted from $160 to just $130. Even if you've never purchased a single share of Target, this AI may have put your money into the company, you weren't asked permission, yet could be unwittingly financially supporting this company and losing money as a result. Then there's Disney. I'm guessing you haven't been rushing to the theaters to see Disney's latest releases. You're not alone. More and more Americans are staying home and tuning out of the company's woke-themed movies. This might be why Disney's stock has sunk from the high of $125 in August of 2022 to just $91 today. I could keep going. It seems like every other day we hear about another major company going woke. The problem is, behind the scenes, this AI may be shoving your money into their stock. This AI program can't be arrested. It can't be hauled before a judge. And the shadowy corporation behind it has blood ties to the Biden administration. They will never be held accountable for their crimes. Your only choice now is to protect yourself. That's what I'm going to show you how to do. In this urgent presentation, you're going to discover everything you need to know about this monstrous AI program, especially the immediate step you must take to protect yourself and your family. You still have time. Watch this while you can. My name is Peter Coyne. I can almost guarantee you've never heard of me before, but I can also guarantee you absolutely have heard of the people I work with. I began my career by working for Dr. Ron Paul in Congress. In fact, when Dr. Paul ended his 30-year congressional service, I helped him box up his belongings. He left a note for me on this old photo of us, and this is my old business card.
Now, you obviously can see why I wanted to share this video with my audience, and also why I said consider yourself lucky for clicking on this video, because I guarantee nobody else is going to know anything about this unless you are a subscriber, or that you luckily came across some other random channel that might have shared this, but I doubt they shared the full video in context. But I gotta admit, this was an extremely controversial video. I had to cut out certain parts or this video would have probably gotten demonetized, to be honest. I'm not saying I don't agree with the stuff, I'm just saying we're in a very sensitive time right now. And this is not a political channel. I don't care if you're left, right, up, down, front, center, sideways, even to the middle or a little bit crooked. I don't care. The whole point is, and even going off his point, I don't care what his solution was or this plan he has to save yourself out of the whatever. Precious metals is the safest, smartest investment. And I could guarantee if that's not what he was saying, the debate between precious metals and his solution is a no-brainer. That's not the point, though. The point is the information, not his thoughts after that, the information, which is extremely alarming. And if moving forwards, if this stuff does come into play, we're protected, Tesla stocks, okay, well, are you investing into Tesla stocks, or are you buying silver and gold? Are you going to, like they mentioned, Disney Channel? Okay. Are you invested in a Disney Channel, stocks, or physical precious metals? These are things that you don't really have to worry about. I mean, yes, a lot of people do diversify, but like a lot of bankers or accountants will tell you, 5-10% of your portfolio in precious metals, physical precious metals, and the rest should be into XYZ. And those XYZ things are all pegged to the dollar. Well, let me tell you something. When the dollar falls, everything else pegged to the dollar will with it. It's like switching seats on the Titanic. So let me know what you think about that video. I'm not saying I agree with everything. I just had to share it. You can't watch a video like that and then just say, oh, whatever. Like, I needed to share that with you guys so you guys also can make up your own opinions. I'm not telling you guys you need to believe everything he says, or I'm just saying I wanted to throw this out to my audience as well, and you guys can take it however you want it. Also, folks, there is a lot of places I would not recommend my audience buy from, and I can offer you guys a safe place, genuinely a safe place that I purchased from as well. Just bought some Kennedy $50 today, actually, and a couple tubes of Eagles last week, because we have Eagles only $4.99 over spot, junk silver only $3 over spot, tons and tons of different 10-ounce bars only $2.45 over spot. Slayer at milesfranklin.com. We have weekly deals. Andy Scheckman is the CEO of the company, which is Miles Franklin. I can hook you guys up, and I know where silver is coming from. I know where it's going to, because I will be able to make sure it arrives at your house. And if it doesn't, call me on your phone, and you can call me on your phone regardless, and we could talk about anything. Or if you have questions, I can do that for you. Or if, God forbid, something were to happen, I can call Andy or put you direct contact with Andy. So you have an insurance policy where you don't really get that type of safety net with other companies. I'm very honored to be able to offer my audience a very safe place to buy with very cheap prices and a huge inventory. Slayer at milesfranklin.com. You can buy from wherever you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to just do this to make a sale. I'm genuinely just making sure my audience has a place that they know for sure they can buy from that is trusted. And A+ on the Better Business Bureau, been in business for 35 years. Andy Scheckman is highly respected. Anyways, I'll shut up about that. There's another article I wanted to share that came out today, January 1st. So let's dive into this. It's talking about gold at all-time highs. Will silver finally take off? So let's try to end this video on some good news, because the first half of the video was, terrifying stuff to say the least. So in the special year-end market wrap podcast, we'll look back at the year that was in metals markets. We'll also look ahead and what could drive gold and silver prices in 2024. Contrarians are eyeing opportunities in platinum, palladium, as well as silver in 2024. Each of these white metals face chronic supply deficits as mines struggle to grow, even maintain production. The world's #1 producer of silver is Mexico. I think Mexico and Peru, those two countries alone accumulate like almost half of all silver out of all the countries. I think it's like 40 something percent. But anyways, the number one producer is Mexico. However, mining output there is falling precipitously. Silver production is down nearly 25% over the past 2 years. It's down 25%, but demand has risen hundreds of millions of ounces, and we're expected to break even more records of demand this year, some estimating 1.4 billion ounces, where demand is around 800 million ounces, been declining. So what's going to happen there? Low supply, high demand does what? Pushes the price where? Upwards. Meanwhile, average all-in sustaining cost of production for silver miners is approaching $25 an ounce. They have little incentive to invest in new development in the absence of higher prices, right? Makes sense. Why would they want to look for silver when they could look for gold that's breaking records at new highs? Plus, gold is easier to find, or it comes out of the ground at a different level than silver. Gold to silver ratio 7 to 1, but that doesn't mean that it's just because gold's harder to find or they're looking for it. Silver is a byproduct. There's only so much silver in the Earth's crust. Silver is harder to find. Plus, gold that gets dug up is going to be recycled and reused and re-scrapped because it's mainly used for coins and jewelry and necklaces and watches and earrings. A little bit of golden technology, but the whole point is most silver is used in technology, electronics, EVs, solar panels, windmills, whatever, and it's thrown away. But that gold that gets dug up is going to stay in circulation. So not only is silver found by accident, most of that accidental silver that's found is thrown away. So platinum and palladium also face a precarious supply outlook. And this could be, they may instead prefer to hunker down and wait for market conditions to improve. That means silver supplies could be crimped in the coming years. And a silver mine only produces around 10 million ounces annually. Like, I watched Phillips Baker, CEO of Hecla Mining, and Keith Neumeyer, CEO of First Majestic Silver, both mine silver. They said around 10 million ounces from their mines. Recycling, won't even put a dent in the amount, and especially since we are in a situation where I don't know if we could ever push a supply above 850 million ounces. But demand, which they're expecting it could be up to 1.4 billion ounces, that's only going to keep growing. I mean, look at by 2030, every automobile company could be electric. And solar panels, PV cells, that's going to be booming. But not only that, they're also finding out that silver can be used in AI chips and nuclear. As we go nuclear as well, silver is used in that. And all these new inventions, which is going to require silver since nothing performs as good as silver when we're talking about technology. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and light sensitivity. Plus, a lot of silver that's dug up or mined or in our stockpiles, which is for military or the military sector, isn't even incorporated in the Silver Institute's annual silver demand. So it's even more of a problem because they're not admitting that that silver, which is also used, is not being put on the data sheets. So even at record-breaking supply deficits, hundreds of millions of ounces in the red, it's actually even more than that just off paper. Then go into the COMEX corruption. All the silver that supposedly is floating around in vaults is not truly there. There's not a 1-to-1 ratio. If all those people that owned those contracts on the COMEX tried to take out that silver that they think they own, it would expose the corrupt system, where all these paper contracts are not equivalent. It's supposed to be, and if that was the case, then silver's true value would be here. We would not see $25 silver, which is extremely suppressed, but that's how it is. Take it or leave it how you want it. But anyways, consequently, the mining industry is under duress. Platinum, palladium, each expected to post huge supply deficits in 2024. So, of course, 2024 is a presidential election year. Stakes could be even higher for America's constitutional republic than they were in 2020. And I definitely agree. I think this election is the most important in the world and will dramatically change the history, the course that we're on as well. Amid polling that shows President Joe Biden is in poor shape, Democratic activists are using state legislators and courts to try to disenfranchise Republican voters, supporters of Donald Trump in particular. Another perceived effort to steal the election could ignite a civil war. True, even if it doesn't come down to that, the level of partisan acrimony in Washington will likely bring more budget brinksmanship and more dysfunction. Regardless who wins the election, the national debt will continue to grow unabated. As a consequence, current currency supply will have to keep growing as well. In other words, inflation pressures will remain in place and could accelerate. So I'm saying right now is a critical point to invest, because I don't know, especially what's up ahead, 2 wars, possibly 3 wars, with the BRICS nations in this election and the dollar just completely collapsing. I don't know if we'll ever see $24 silver again. Maybe someone watching this video a year from now will be wishing they could build a time machine and go back to January 1st, 2024, when silver was $24 an ounce. Right now, we have the chance. But if someone watches this video in the future, they come across this YouTube video, they didn't get the chance. It's too late. And most people will invest into silver after it's exploded, after it's too late. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Remember, that video is very controversial, but I wanted to share it. And I hope you guys got something from it. Remember, slayer@milesfranklin.com. I'll get you guys hooked up. You can talk to me on the phone, whatever you want. We got some good deals right now, great prices, very trusted, A+ on the Better Business Bureau. You know, it's a great opportunity to build a relationship, not only like with me, but with Andy Scheckman, and from a trusted place. And as you know, we move forwards, relationships could mean everything. Could mean everything, especially when we're talking about sourcing precious metals, which are quickly running out of stock. So yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.